Let's talk about how to price your mini course. If you are about to launch a mini course or an online course, you might be thinking, what should I price it? How much is it worth? What is fair? What is too much? What is too little? We're gonna answer all those questions in this video. This is day 29 of Crush It on Kajabi in 90 days. We're doing 90 straight days of videos all about your online business and how to start it, build it, and grow it on what I think is the best platform there is for online business, which is Kajabi. And if you want to try out Kajabi, now is a great time to do it. You're gonna get a 30-day free trial when you use my link below, sebring.com/Kajabi. You'll also get a 45-minute Zoom call with me one-on-one to talk about your business, talk about Kajabi, and how to get the best start on this platform. In addition to that, I'm gonna give you my $25,000 course launch email template. These are the exact emails and the exact email strategy that I used to launch my first course, which made over $25,000 in the first 3 launches. I wanna give you all of that as a way to say thank you for using my link, because it is an affiliate link, so I do get a small commission when you use it at no additional cost to you. So if you appreciate what we do on this channel, I would love it so much if you used my link. All right, so let's talk price. How much should you price your mini course for? How much is it worth? What is too little? What is too much? Well, first, I want to talk about the value that your course has. If you've been walking through this series with me and you've made a valuable resource that really solves a problem that's going to help your student to get from where they are to where they want to be, and your course is really going to provide that solution, and you've put in the work, the first thing you have to understand is that it is worth paying for. So many course creators have imposter syndrome where they think, okay, yeah, I know that other people can charge, but I don't know about me. Here's the thing. If it is valuable and you've really put in the work, it's probably worth more than you think. If you have no like and trust with your audience, in other words, they know you, they like you, and they trust you, your course is probably worth more than you think. So then the question becomes, well, how do you price a mini course versus, let's say, a flagship course or a membership site? So let's talk about a mini course in particular. One of the benefits of building a mini course versus a flagship is that the way you price a mini course really falls in a nice sweet spot of pricing. It's high enough where it has perceived value, and it's low enough where people can make a quick decision. And that's a nice place to be for an online course. When you get into a flagship course, it's gonna be a little bit more than that, and it takes a little bit more to sell it. It's not much different, to be honest, but it does take a little bit more. So we'll get to that in a future video, but let's talk about what those numbers are. For a mini course, I would price it between $50 and $100. I would not go below 50, and I would not go above 100. So let's talk about the low end of that number. Why not go below 50? You might be saying, well, couldn't I get more sales if it was like 25 bucks or 40 bucks? Why 50? The thing you gotta keep in mind here is perceived value. If your course cost as much as a book, it's difficult for people to consider that your course has more value than a book. If I can go buy a book for 15 bucks or your course for 15 bucks, then I probably might just skip your course because I'm thinking it must not be that good. Just by bumping it up to 50 or 60 bucks makes it seem, and this again is so important in sales, makes it seem like it's more valuable than a book. Now, it has to be more valuable or you're not gonna continue to get sales and you're gonna get a lot of refund requests. So don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying put together a piece of junk and try to sell it for $50. That's why we started with, you've got a valuable course, it's gonna be really good, it's gonna help solve a problem, and it's gonna get your student from where they are to where they wanna be. If all of that is there, then the perceived value has to match the actual value. And to me, if you're doing that in any niche, it's worth at least $50. Because people don't value what's free or cheap. So if it's priced too low, they're gonna feel like, oh, you know, I paid 9 bucks for it, I paid 10 bucks for it, paid 15 bucks for it. So that's why I never took it, right? Because it's so cheap. I have courses that I bought on Udemy for $10 that I don't even know where to log into to find them because I didn't have enough of an investment in them. So that's why I say anything below $50 and you're really getting into territory that doesn't have the kind of value that you really need to have for the kind of work that you put in and the kind of results that it's gonna deliver. Tim Ferriss talks about this same idea in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, where when you get below $50, the perceived value is too little. Now that book was written 10, 11, 12 years ago. So if you account for inflation, that $50 might look more like 60 or 70 now. But if you want a nice round number, $50 is the way to go. Now let's talk about the high end. For a mini course, I would price it no more than $100 or $97, which we'll get to why everything ends in a 7 in a second. But the reason why I wouldn't go above $97 for a mini course is because it's still at that point where people can make a quick decision. Anything between 50 and 100 for most people, and for the people who are probably looking to actually buy your course, it's not gonna be something that they have to really think about and go, oh geez, do I have the money? If it's a good fit and they feel like it's gonna solve their problem or teach them the skill that they wanna learn, they're more than happy to pay $100 for that. When you get higher than that and you're into that 3-digit category and people have to stop and think about it for too long, that's when sales might start to drop off for a mini course. Again, a flagship course, a totally different ballgame. We'll talk about that later on in the series, but right now we're talking about a mini course, so I would say 50 to 100 is a great place to be. Now, let's talk about this. Why does everything end in a 7? I do this same thing. My course is $397. My mini course is $97. My membership site is $47. Why does everybody do this? Well, there is some research that when a number ends in a 7, it has a perception of being quite a bit less than the number it actually is. So for example, if you're gonna price at 50, I would go ahead and price at 47. Why not 49? Well, people are just so used to that. Why not 48? Well, 47 just performs a little bit better. Now, this is based on some marketing study or best practice. If you want me to cite the study, I don't know what it is. I just heard this and it was good enough for me. If you'd rather not, fine. Price it at 50, price it at 49, do whatever you want, but I'm just telling you, 47, 97, 67, that seems to work pretty well for most people, at least for now. And one last bonus tip, I like to price at 97 and then discount it when I first launch. So the price is 97, but during the first launch, I'm gonna sell it for 67. And on Kajabi, I can provide a promo code at checkout to get $30 off. This is a way to kind of spur some sales during the launch process, but then when you go into Evergreen, it's priced back at 97. So there's lots of different ways to do it. Those are my thoughts. Kajabi makes it super easy to arrange the pricing however you want, which we'll get more into in later videos. All right, so at this point, go ahead and try out Kajabi using my link below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the videos in this series. And let me know in the comments any questions you have, and I'll be sure to answer them in future videos in this series. And if you have more questions about Kajabi, I have a whole playlist right here. Just click on this and I'll see you in that playlist and we'll talk more, or just wait for the next video in the series to pop up. I'll see you tomorrow.